I've spent the last couple days being pretty bearish. But today, we had the bank stocks of all leading the rally. These guys have been the laggards. If you look at them over the past couple weeks, they've been pretty flat. Haven't seen a lot of recovery at all since the bottom. They've seen some. And there was a time where I said the bank stocks presented good value. I don't think they're bad stocks to own. They are stocks that are going to be around for a long time if you're buying the right banks, and you will get a return on those stocks. No question about it if you buy the right banks. But, as we've said at the very beginning of this crisis, it's not a financial crisis. It's a health crisis. The banks are well capitalized. They're way better well capitalized. They've got a lot more cash on the balance sheet than they did in 2007 and 2008. There's no risk of the banks failing. But this is known. So a lot of people early this morning started betting on the banks, looking for a return, because there's going to be a Fed announcement coming out in about 10, 20 minutes, talking about their stress tests of the banks. Are the banks able to weather the storm? And I think those stress tests are going to come out positive. I think people are going to listen to those, analyze them, and they're going to come out okay. But I don't think anyone is going to be surprised by that. So to see people wanting to make a bet there seems like a little bit of a quick buck. Now, there was another announcement that the banks would be able to start going to venture capital a little bit more. Okay, maybe they'll see some more returns. That would make the stocks more attractive, supplement, some of the loan losses that they probably will see in a time like this. Okay, fine. The market closed the day pretty strong. Looked like a pretty strong rally day. Maybe I'm wrong about all the bearishness. But the rising case count has me a little concerned because we're seeing 5,000 cases a day in Texas, 7,000 cases a day yesterday in California. That might be even higher today. So I'm looking at the numbers. They're kind of scary. But the scary thing is, when we had these kinds of numbers in New York and everything, we were way into a lockdown, a complete lockdown. These states are open with these kinds of case numbers. So I am a little concerned. I'm not here advocating that these states close down. I don't know if they should close down. I don't know if they should close down. I don't think the economy should close down again, if you ask me. But I'm concerned. So are they going to be able to keep bars and clubs open? Well, that's one thing that probably shouldn't be open and is open in a lot of these areas. What is that going to mean for spending? Are people going to go to amusement parks? Are people going to be outside? It just makes me a little more concerned about the overall economic recovery. And I'm confident in the long-term recovery. Don't get me wrong. I am about betting on America, overall optimist. But in order for the market at these levels to be justified and for us to not feel like we're overvalued and everything, a lot has to go right. And a second wave so early, that's a first wave really in a lot of places in this country. Not everything's going right. So we got to see what happens with that. I have a large cash position right now, the largest I've had since before we bottomed. I'm just, I'm looking at the risk reward assessment right now, and I'm saying, I could stay in the market and, get this 1% day, maybe a couple, 1 or 2%. Maybe I'm wrong and I miss a couple other percent. Or I could avoid a 10% rug pull. Let's not forget the VIX was up today when the market was up. Nothing crazy there, just a little bit. And hopefully get some nice deals. So I'm kind of going that route. I've sold a lot of positions, trimmed a lot of positions that I do like and that are longs. I'm selling some of my longs. I'm taking off the table, realizing some gains. And hopefully, I'm not wrong. And we do see a little pullback. And for me, I can come back and buy. And if the market stays afloat and continues to rally, or at least continues to, if maybe we're at a bottom right now in this kangaroo market, there's positives in that too. So that would be good for the long run. I can come back in, miss 1 or 2%, no biggie, and see what happens there. So right now, I'm just a little concerned about the rise in case count, and I'm not impressed with the bank rally at all. So I think the market is in a little bit of a funky position. Yesterday's rally was sell-off was very strong. I didn't really expect that to continue directly into today, but I do expect it to continue tomorrow, maybe, and then over the weekend. I don't really want to own anything over the weekend. So let's see what happens. Monday's a big day. We're going to have case data. So until then, peace.